Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we are going to cover another one of the firm favourites in the hobby. Also another great beginner spider. And it's just a truly exotic looking spider. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And that is the Brachypelma bohemi, or the bohemi. Now, we have our large female here, and we are going to set her up in a 30 by 30 by 30 Komodo, and we're going to set it up pretty much as a dry form. They do like a little bit of moisture, these guys. Don't get caught up in the thing of thinking that they have to have it bone dry. They do like a little bit of moisture. We will cover that in a minute. So what we're going to do, we are going to whack some soil in. Now you'll see here, this particular stuff that we got here, although it looks quite dark, it has got a moisture content, but it's not got much in it at all. It's actually quite dry, and it won't take much in the room to dry out even more. So we're going to put a little bit in there like so. Now again, with these brackies, they don't generally hide away too much. They tend to spend most of their time out and about, especially when adult. They really are a confident spider. They're a very docile spider, so they make really nice sort of exhibit spiders. So what we're going to do, although we've said that they don't generally hide away, I always feel it's nice to give somewhere for them to hide away should they want to. Do you know what I mean? Should they want to disappear, they can do so. Now we've got some plants here. So again, these are more dry, scrubby sort of plants. So we're going to put these in here. Again, this is purely for decoration. It won't do anything else. I've got that in there. We're going to use some dragonstone again. I really like this stuff. And we're going to see if we can't put this in there. That will help hold that plant in place. Get that in there like so. Now look at this. I've got this here. This is a very sad looking plant. It's really been on its last legs. So it's not the happiest of plants, but we're going to put it in because it needs a chance, don't it? So what I'm going to do, we're going to put a water bomb over here, like so, right over there. We're going to put our plant here, in there. It's got two chances, isn't it? That's how I always think about it. It's got two chances. So we're going to open that up a bit there. Give our spider somewhere to go. We've got a little bit more stone here, so we can put that in there. I think that's looking rather nice. Just leave that like that. So what we're hoping for here is a nice display. As we said, these brackies, they do spend an awful lot of time just sitting out. So it'd be nice if we can just give a little bit of water for that plant. We'll put a little bit in this one. Don't need a lot. Just a tiny bit. Right, so we get rid of them. Move that away. So there you go. Very simple enclosure. And you can do as much or as little as you want with these. They really are one of the easiest going things going. So let's have a look at her. Let's open this up. Now their defense mechanism with all the brackies is to kick up urticating hairs off of their abdomen. And this is quite often a way of checking out to see if you've got a happy spider or a miserable spider, because the miserable ones will 9 times out of 10 have very bald bums, and this is often down to the fact that they've had too much stress. Now if you look at this girl, she is absolutely beautiful. Now one of the reasons that I sort of got out of the Brachypelmas is because of these hairs, and they do tend to upset me quite badly. So I'll turn her around for you. Maybe not.
That's good.
And as you can see now, I tend to have like a little bit of a tickle in my throat, and she ain't even kicked any hairs yet. What you will find is there will be hairs in amongst the soil, on the log, everywhere. They will literally be all over the place.
There's a glass of water on the kitchen.
So be aware when you're cleaning these out, if you do a rehouse of these guys, all of them hairs will be in that substrate, they will be on that log. So just, you know, what I tend to do in these situations is I would take the bark out, tap it out, and then I'd brush it off outside, and then that should be fine. The soil I throw away. I don't bother trying to recycle it or anything like that. I just throw it in the bin, because you don't really want soil from spiders that have urticating hairs mixing in with your other spiders. I don't think it's a good idea. I've got nothing firm to say it would cause any problems, but I don't think it's such a great idea. So what we're going to do, yep, we are going to catch her up now. Now, I don't know if we can... don't know if she's going to... It's funny, she's going all the way around and around in circles, but that's it. Let go of that. So she will now probably kick up a few hairs because we're going to get her in the catch cup. She's absolutely stunning. So we're going to come down here. Now these are a docile spider, but as you know, we don't take no chances. We're not interested in showboating with these spiders. If they're going to make a run for it and they land on the floor, these are a heavy-bodied spider, so they that means they've got large abdomens, and a fall from, say, on top of this desk down onto the floor could end with a burst abdomen, and if that happens, the chances are that will be the end of our spider. So we play it safe. So what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can get her on this piece of wood now. There's no reason why we shouldn't. So we're going to use our lid down there. See, look, 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 look. Little bit of kicking hairs. There you go, she's done all that. You see all these hairs floating about. Horrible things. So there she is, look at her in all of her glory.
Get a bit of light, or is that not?
We can try. They're not particularly sensitive to light. Look at it glow. I mean, that is absolutely velvet black with that beautiful carapace, with that orangey sort of carapace, and beautiful orange legs. Now these guys are classed as endangered in the wild. So it's very, very important that we try and breed these. You know, as many people try and breed them as possible. And we've actually kept a number of brackies. We did have quite a lot of them. I moved a few of them on purely because their hairs do tend to agitate me quite a lot now, whereas they never used to. But now I tend to choke on them. They make me itch a little bit too, but it's normally the choking. They get stuck in my throat. So I'm a little bit, I work less with these guys now than I should really. So we've kept one female of pretty much all of them, and I think we will try and do our bit and see if we can't produce some egg sacs from some of these spiders, because they really are. I mean, they're the mainstay of the hobby. These guys have been around longer than I have. They've been literally in the hobby from day one.
That long.
That long. It's a very, very long time. I can remember these when I was a child. So these really are very cool. Now, in terms of care, they are a perfect beginner spider. The reason they are a good beginner spider is because they can tolerate so much in the way of differences in their environment. So they can manage to survive in cooler temperatures. They can also take on heat as well. There we go. So yes, they can also take on quite a bit of heat. They do like it warm. These guys come from Mexico, remember? They are placid, so you will quite often see, if anyone is handling spiders, 9 times out of 10 it will be one of the brackies. That being said, they are still just as likely to bite as anything else if they're upset or afraid. And even a spider of this size, her fangs are a good 1/4 of an inch long. So if that was embedded in your hand, you would be more than likely you are going to flick your hand away, which normally launches your spider across the room, and that does not normally end well. So this is why we don't handle our spiders directly. So we can handle them like this because she's under no threat, you know. She's quite calm. You see now she's not kicking hairs or anything, and this is because we're not touching her. We're not bothering her. She is absolutely beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Now these are on, these are CITES 2 now, I believe. So they are fully protected from being collected in the wild. And so it is really important that we manage to captive breed these as best as possible. Now this girl here is more than capable of producing an egg sac with 600 or so babies in it. So they have very, very large sacs. Huge numbers. The babies, when they come out, can be from about 0.5 to a centimetre, normally on the smaller side because there is so many of them. But they can, if kept, you know, in good conditions, grow relatively quickly. A lot of people say these are a slow growing spider. You should be able to get one of these up to a mature female size within 5 to 6 years. That to me is not a particularly slow growing spider, especially when you consider that she will live for 20 plus years. So kept nice and warm and with a good diet, these guys will thrive and they will grow at a relatively good pace. You can see there, as she moves, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. She really is such a pretty spider. Now in terms of food, we would be looking at feeding her medium to well, sort of medium red runners I like. Also male dubia roaches go down really, really well. You can give the odd female dubia roach to one of these, but bear in mind if you give it a large roach, it's going to blow its appetite out. So she's not going to want to feed again for a little while, especially if you're keeping them on the cool side. Remember, keeping them warmer will give them a better appetite. It will also make them grow at a far more steady pace as well. So it's all good. Now humidity wise, these again like it 50 to 60%. You can keep them on the dry side, but they do appreciate a little bit of moisture within the environment. It's really, really important. For many, many years, these guys have been kept in strictly desert scenarios, and that is not the way to keep them. They do like a little bit of moisture. You'll remember in Mexico, although the days are really, really hot, the nights produce quite a heavy dew, and this is where they're getting that moisture from, you know, that humidity. Down in their burrows and that, they will be moist. As you can see there, I think she's absolutely stunning. What we're going to do, we're going to pick this up and we're going to try and transfer her into her enclosure without taking her off of this. And there's no reason why we can't do that as long as we're careful. So we can keep this level like it is now. And then what we'll do, we'll turn around so we got her where we want her. I'll find my paintbrush, don't know what I've done with that. You're going to come for a walk, are you? Okay. It's alright. There you go. Isn't she one? I need to get a photograph. Let me just get a photograph and then we will put her in her new home. As you can see, she's very, very placid. Really is a very placid spider. So we can pick her up again. Every time we move this piece of log, she can feel absolutely everything that's going on. So we're going to take her up over here now. And you might think to yourself, cool, she's a bit high up. She's not really. It's not that bad. Also, we're watching her, we're being careful. So what we're going to do now is we want her to go down the bottom. So here we go. Just tickle her down. There you go. You see, she's in no danger of falling. She ain't going to fall off of this log. And what we've done there, by moving her like that, we've avoided any of that hair kicking. If we caught her up in a catch cup, she would have kicked hairs.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She's a very, very pretty spider. So as we were saying, these are an endangered spider. And in the captive population, there is numerous amounts of them. They really are numerous within the captive population, within the hobby.
So they're not difficult to breed, Dave?
Not particularly, no. I think we are far more understanding now of what these spiders will do. Interestingly now,
glass, like
you can see now she's climbing the glass, so we don't want this. We don't want you coming up the top here. So we're just going to ask her to go back down again. Now I think it was in our autumn video that we done recently that we said about these spiders actually climbing. Now this brings us on to another good question actually that was often asked on the forums and things. So don't climb the glass, come on. Once she gets her feet on the soil, we'll be away. There we go. There we go. So, what a lovely contrast against that bark. Now, the what was we saying? Yes, I think we mentioned it in the autumn video about them climbing the glass. Now, many people will be, you know, concerned about the height between the substrate and the top of this enclosure. This is 30 centimeters, yeah? This is a big-bodied spider, it's a heavy spider. Falling from the top here to the down here is not going to cause any issues. We've never had trouble with a spider getting damaged by falling down from that sort of height. You know, there's a lot being said online about big-bodied spiders falling from heights, being damaged, and they're all trying to get people to have enclosures that are very, very low, very squat enclosures, which in theory is all well and good. You know, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. But by having them on this sort of size, we can actually maintain this and we can decorate it. We can do all sorts of things. You can see there, she climbs really, really easily and really well. So she will, once she's been around and had a good old venture, she will settle down and she will spend her time on the floor, like a good terrestrial spider should be. And you notice now we're actually manoeuvring her around, we're doing different things with her, we're guiding her to where we want her to be. And you can see just how docile these spiders are. They are not an aggressive spider by any means. But you still need to treat them with some respect. You know, it's a living thing at the end of the day, so be kind to it. Right, I think we've covered everything there. Another wonderful, wonderful terrestrial beginner spider. Absolutely ideal. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And we'll see you all soon, guys.